I am in San Salvador, El Salvador's capital city, and today I'm going to show you what the mountain bike scene is like here. But first off, I've got a slightly chaotic 5-kilometer commute to the main mountain biking spot here in the city. So let's go get it. Buddy. Hola, buenas. Hola, amigo.
¿Qué tal?
¿Cómo está?
¿Todo bien?
Yeah. Muy bien. Buenos días. Gracias. So that was my buddy who mans the gate here. The locals here call him El Gato, which means the kitten. My Spanish wasn't good enough to understand why he's called that, but what I did gather is that he's a funny guy and that he likes women. So yeah, with those two things, I feel like I can get a good understanding of what he's like, and yeah, I always get a laugh out of him when I bike past him when I'm coming up here. So we have just made it to the main mountain bike spot in San Salvador, and what I believe is the epicenter of downhill mountain biking in El Salvador as a whole. So this is the Eco Park Español. It's a local co-op of coffee farmers. So all the people that live in that neighborhood we just passed own this land and have it here as a eco park, coffee farm, and they let the mountain bikers build here. There's a bunch of walking, sightseeing, a cafe, and yeah, they're definitely taking advantage of the new El Salvador, which is developing, and especially the mountain biking scene, which has taken off. So if you didn't know, El Salvador has had quite a tough past. At first there was a civil war, and then that faded out and the gangs came in, and basically all the people here were living like caged animals. And I use that as a metaphor, but you come here and you can see that people had basically locked themselves away for safety. They'd built gated communities, barred up their windows, and they couldn't live without the fear of being murdered, having stuff stolen. But it got bad enough that the government decided enough was enough. They swept in, put all the gangs behind bars, and now people are living a new life. And mountain biking is taking off. People are getting out into the mountains, and there's a huge scene here developing, a super passionate scene. So that's why I'm here, checking it out, and it's a sick spot to mountain bike. People here are awesome, food's awesome. I felt super safe and super welcome. So that's the top. Time to put on the gloves and get down the hill. That's about a 30-minute climb, and let me do some quick math. About 250, 260 meters of climbing. So it's not too bad. It's quite a mellow climb. Nothing too steep, nothing too technical. The this first lap I'm going to be doing the classic lap I've been doing when I come up here. It's a good warm-up, and it's just a good way to feel good on the bike. It's called Classica Mix, so it's I think it's a mix of a few combinations, but it's quite flowy, a few jumps, a few techie sections, and yeah, just a good balance. So off we go. Yeah, so how good was that? That one's always a solid lap. But now we're back at the bottom, so another climb. 30 minutes until we're back at the top. Yeah, they've built some cool features up in here. The scene is definitely taken off. People here are super passionate to build and to dig and to develop it further. So it's super exciting to see, and I imagine in a couple of years, like, it's not going to look like this. It's going to be much more developed. So excited to see how that plays out. Just down here is one of the best viewpoints of the city. What a spot. One of the most special things about this mountain is just how close it is to the city. You can finish work and be up the hill in 5-10 minutes. So yeah, quite a unique place in that aspect. Not many people are lucky enough to have that balance, but the people here definitely make the most of it. And yeah, it feels like a big chunk of the city here is quite active. Okay, lap number 2. So this one I believe is called picante, which I think means spicy, and we'll be taking the first turn off. Stick left this time. Oh, some sick corners there. So fun. That one's got some good flow in it. Sick jumps. Damn, what a place. Hola.
Hola.
On to the third lap now. So this time we're going to do the Panam DH. So it's going to get a lot more technical, a bit more spicy, and yeah, this is a good one. I believe they used this not too long ago for the Panam champs, so it's legit. Okay, so I'll be taking the second turn off this time. Oh, thought the turn off was there. Here we go. It seems like the bottom of that one needs a little bit of work done to it, but minus that, that's a sick descent. And there we go, that's the mountain bike scene in El Salvador. So yeah, it's definitely at the humble beginning stage, but it's taking off so quick here. So give it a few years and it's going to be expanding, and I think this could definitely be a massive scene in the future. So excited to check in a few years time. And yeah, if you end up here, it's definitely worth taking a bike and coming up here to the Eco Park Español and checking the zone out. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.